Morning, guys. It's Louis in the UK. Do you know what? I just remembered I forgot to message a few of my team Elvis. I just woke up. I'm still a bit croaky. Let me just message a couple of you. So I've been watching Shauna. I've been watching Rhonda. And they're all talking about Priscilla Presley and Brigitte Kruise. Let me just quickly post. I'm just letting you guys know I'm live. I just thought I could do a sneaky little video in for half an hour before. Just make sure I've messaged everyone. Yeah, right. Sorry, guys. It's Louis in the UK. I'm from southwest Bristol, in a small seaside town called Weston-super-Mare, and I'm an avid Elvis fan. And the whole point of this channel is we are defending Elvis Presley because we want the truth. We're defending Elvis Presley because we want the truth. I'm just going to send a hello on the chat just to make sure you guys get me. Right. So I thought first of all, I'll let you know this news clip that was, I think, released yesterday, early hours of the morning, to do with Priscilla Presley is now suing Brigitte Kruise for $1 million in compensation. But we know that this is an ongoing thing with an existing lawsuit that where Brigitte Kruise and her partner are suing Priscilla Presley because they think that she has breached her contract, because Priscilla Presley, trying to wind back the clock, had serious financial problems, had a $700,000 tax bill. They say 60 days from insolvency. Now, we don't know if this is fact. And the auctioneer, Brigitte Kruise, who I think was helping Priscilla auction off some of her valuable Elvis Presley assets, like when I say that, memorabilia, I mean, yeah. So they signed a load of contracts, and Brigitte Kruise stepped in to say, look, I can help you, I can save you, I can create income for you. I think they set up a company that may have been called Priscilla Presley Partners. It was a joint venture, and the whole point of it was they were going to both make a lot of money, and there was many contracts signed. So as far as I can see, Priscilla Presley now feels that the contract was unfair and there was wrongdoing done by Brigitte Kruise. So is now completely ghosting, completely ignoring Brigitte Kruise, and has not sent out any money at all for things that she has gone on to do, Priscilla has gone on to do. So that's a very brief thing about Brigitte Kruise. I thought what I would do, I would just read through this news clip that has just been released. Hi, Nadia. Nadia, I wanted to just quickly go through this. I know that Shauna has already covered it in the middle of the night, and it's to do with Priscilla Presley is now, I would say, countersuing Brigitte Kruise. But it's a new lawsuit against Brigitte Kruise, alleging certain things. I watched it on Shauna's channel, but I have been following the Brigitte Kruise lawsuit and that whole situation with all these contracts that were signed, that Priscilla Presley is now ghosting Brigitte Kruise and doesn't want anything to do with Brigitte Kruise. Now, Brigitte Kruise is a very interesting person. She has literally come from nowhere to become very, very successful, even almost a small celebrity. There's many videos of Brigitte Kruise. I might show you a few clips. And she's a larger-than-life character. She looks very interesting. I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised that Priscilla did this massive deal with Brigitte Kruise, almost selling the rights to her name. And now it's saying that it was an 80-20 deal, and that doesn't sound right to me. 20% Priscilla, 80% Brigitte Kruise. There does seem to me that it's quite complicated. So this thing came out in the middle of the night. It's when I put it on Google, there are at least 10 different sites now talking about this Priscilla Presley suing Brigitte Kruise for $1 million. And I just thought I'd clip on a few of them, read them out, and then do a little talk about Brigitte Kruise and that situation. So that's it, guys. I did notice when I went onto Shauna's channel, which is a great channel, guys, that many of Team Elvis go on Shauna's channel and Rhonda's channel. So I did send a hello to Team Elvis on Shauna and Rhonda's channel, because there's just so many of you on there that are Team Elvis. So let's click on it. What's the matter? Dog's making a noise. Come on, what's the matter? So she's a very interesting person, this Brigitte Kruise. She is, but now in the middle of the night, it's come out that now Priscilla is suing Brigitte Kruise. You're gonna, I'll do this, and then you'll probably go over and watch Shauna. I take it you do watch Shauna. Let me just see if I can get Brigitte Kruise up, because there is just silly little clips of her. You just get an idea what she looks like. She's like, I would say she's like a female Colonel Tom Parker. She's very pizzazz. You can see I haven't woke up yet. I'm a bit, but I've only got half an hour. Then I'm going to do the phone live. Is she going to come up? Brigitte Kruise. The kids will come down soon. No music. No music. We don't know music. Okay, let's go on YouTube. I'm going to read it out to you, but she's basically saying that they ripped her off. They ripped her off, and they tricked her into doing things because she was old. And they're also saying that they even took money out of her own bank account, took money out of her son's bank account. And they're basically saying that they conned her. She even calls Brigitte Kruise a con artist. They're basically saying that they conned her out of money, and the whole deal, all the contracts that she signed, was a big con. I did want to just quickly show you, if it comes up, if there's any interesting clips of Brigitte Kruise, just how interesting she looks. Let's have a look. Is it gonna? Now, she's obviously very famous for her auctioneer. I actually found her site for her auction company.
My grandfather, cousins, distant relatives, uncles, everybody basically in the Kruise side of the family has either been in the auction business or is still in the auction business. We have family members that had offices in the Empire State Building, worked very closely with presidents. One family member sold his business out to eBay Motors. They started this company along with my husband out of our garage 12 years ago. We started, very humble and modest. We had to get that under our belt. I started schlepping furniture and selling glassware and grandma's antiques. Well, now we sell exclusively almost for royal families and celebrity estates. The most valuable, most recently, we sold Machiavelli's mansion in Florence, Italy. We also recently.
So that's a clip off Forbes Councils. So thanks. I'm just used a bit of your YouTube. Forbes Councils. So I'm just checking your comments, Nadia. Yeah, she says that's in the lawsuit. Yeah. I wonder if I can get that up. She's the auction company. Let's see if it comes up. It's a scary lawsuit. Yeah, we're talking a very intelligent woman here. But obviously, Priscilla is using high-powered attorneys. So it ain't going to be easy. There's a picture of them together, look. I think this not that long ago, maybe a year ago. They say that Priscilla was facing bankruptcy, 60 days from insolvency, and also she had a $700,000 tax bill that it's reported she didn't have the money to pay, and that Brigitte Kruise, the auctioneer, stepped in to help her. So I'm surprised in Priscilla that she has allowed someone to get her to sign these contracts. I'm like, it just surprises me. It doesn't. I thought she was smarter than that, but she's obviously playing the card that she's just an old lady and didn't know what she was signing. It just surprised me. I mean, you can tell that she is a very, very successful woman, Brigitte Kruise. Just in that short clip I showed you, she's impressive. It is crazy how Priscilla has just lost all her money. Right, so let's read this. There's a few different clips. I'm still half asleep. I don't like reading, but I wanted to do this because I just think there's certain times when there's news information that gets released. I just feel that it should be on our channel so we can discuss it. Right, let's have a look. Priscilla Presley, 79, sues ex-business associate for financial elder abuse as Star claims they stole over $1 million from her. Now, this is the headline, and there's like 10 different news companies all saying more or less the same thing. So it's quite an interesting way of wording it, isn't it? It's like Priscilla Presley, 79, sues ex-business associate for financial elder abuse as Star claims they stole over $1 million from her. And I think Brigitte Kruise has a partner. So in the lawsuit obtained by the Daily Mail, so this is a British point of view, the 79-year-old ex-wife of Elvis Presley claims Brigitte Kruise and Kevin Fialco. So this is the other partner. All right, there's two other names, Vahi Sicilon and Lynn Walker Wright, preyed on her and took control of her finances, forcing her into a form of indentured servitude in a meticulously planned and abhorrent scheme. Now that's a mouthful. They forced her into a form of indentured servitude in a meticulously planned, abhorrent scheme. Got that, guys? Sounds a bit of a mouthful. Come on, the bottom line is she signed into a deal that she changed her mind about. That's how I see it. But she did. It's like she didn't take proper advice, because she should never have signed these contracts. I wouldn't. No, I didn't bring people into my company and I just wouldn't do it. I don't trust anyone. Priscilla says she met Kruise, who sued her in February for breach of contract. So we know about this. We've already done a few videos about this. That Brigitte Kruise and her partner are suing Priscilla for breach of contract. And the contract they signed looks to me like it was 2021. I don't think anyone knew about it. When Kruise ran a business selling Elvis Presley memorabilia through an auction house, the lawsuit claims that Kruise convinced Priscilla, her former financial advisor, were either deceitful or incompetent. Let's read that bit again. The lawsuit claims Kruise convinced Priscilla, her former financial advisors, were deceitful and incompetent before allegedly duping her into signing contracts and forming companies which allowed her and her associates to get 80% of her income, leaving Presley with just 20%. Now, I don't believe that. That doesn't make sense to me. Why would Priscilla agree to an 80-20 deal? I mean, unless she was just very desperate and was so worried about insolvency, that she felt that she had no other options. Yeah. So I'm trying to give fair critique on this, because obviously I'm a businessman. I run a company. Now, to sign away 80% of your stuff to someone like Brigitte Kruise, who was a very established businesswoman, a very intelligent businesswoman in her own right, sounds stupid to me. Sounds stupid. Now, Priscilla claims that the group left her with minority shares in companies that they created, which profited off her name, images, and likeness. Now, we'll say that again. Priscilla claims that the group left her with minority shares in companies they created, which profited off her name, image, and likeness. The lawsuit is also against Priscilla Presley Partners. And from what I can see, they set up Priscilla Presley Partners together, Brigitte Kruise and Priscilla. So I just can't believe that she would sell her name, image, and likeness. Now, didn't she partly do that with Elvis Presley Enterprises? When Elvis Presley Enterprises was set up and eventually bought out, wasn't the Priscilla Presley name part of that deal? So you might know better than me, guys, but I'm sure that was part of the deal. I'm sure. So she really, from what I see, just my opinion, guys, that she has sold her name and likeness once before. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, guys. So let's just keep going. So we've got, God, these apps are so annoying. Right. The lawsuit alleges that from 2023 biopic, so the film Priscilla, which starred, which starred Jacob Elordi and Kaylee Spaney, were also misappropriated, and brands Kruise, a con artist and pathological liar. Now, this is a big deal. So the lawsuit alleges that funds from 2023 biopic Priscilla, which starred Jacob Elordi and Kaylee Spaney, were misappropriated, and brands Kruise, a con artist and a pathological liar. She actually calls Brigitte Kruise a con artist and a pathological liar, and that's it. That's in that's in the lawsuit. Strong words, Priscilla. You're coming out fighting, and I could tell that she's got a high-powered attorney. Now, Nadia, I'm going to be fair. I'm not going to just rip into Priscilla. I'm going to talk about this in a fair, unbiased way. You need to drink your coffee and be nice. Presley also claims her ex-business associate torpedoed a deal for the star to get an ownership interest in a cosmetic company, but instead settled for a $300,000 upfront payment, which she says put in her own account. I have to repeat these things. So to me, she was supposed to get a $300,000 upfront payment for this cosmetic company, but instead, Brigitte Kruise put it straight into her own bank account. This is what Priscilla's saying. Now, she's using high-powered attorneys. So this could actually be true, couldn't it? It could, because don't forget, she's saying that Brigitte Kruise has done wrongdoing. Obviously, she's calling her a con artist as well. Now, we have to be fair. We know that we have strong views about Priscilla. Of course we do. But I'm trying to see if there's any truth to the lawsuit that Priscilla is doing. This new one, this $1 million compensation. Well, we've already done a live stream on this. We're not happy about all the things that were sold off by Brigitte Kruise. But our attitude is, where did it all come from? Did it belong to the person that gave it to Brigitte Kruise's auction company? Obviously, Priscilla Presley. There's talk of the Bible that had been recently sold as well. We just don't think it's right that Elvis's personal items are being sold off even through this company. They should belong to Graceland, or at the very least Elvis Presley Enterprises. In my opinion, Joe Weishanker, the main guy at Elvis Presley Enterprises, should own all these things. They should be kept within the Presley dynasty. Yeah. Now, my feelings, guys. I don't think Elvis Presley Enterprises should even exist. I think all of that should belong to Graceland and Riley, Finley and Harper. That's my opinion. I'm not happy that 85% of EPE is owned by companies. Don't like it. And I know that they've massively helped the expansion. I don't care. It should all be under one roof. Right, that's just my opinion, guys. The lawsuit claims that associates were setting up a new account at their preferred banks and poisoning the relationships Presley had for many years with her financial institutions. So, that's quite a thing. They're saying that they were even setting up bank accounts, adding themselves to her bank accounts. That's a big deal. Adding themselves to her bank accounts, transferring funds between accounts and to their own personal accounts. Now, that's a biggie. They're basically saying that they were taking money from maybe Priscilla. At one point, they even mentioned Navarone, and transferring money into their own bank account, so into Brigitte Kruise's bank account for their own benefit. That's a big deal, guys. Don't forget, if this is being said in a lawsuit by her attorney, there could be some truth to this, couldn't there? So we don't know. The lawsuit also claims that Kruise and Associates took $40,000 out of an account for her son Navarone Garibaldi. Well, there you are, guys. Her son Navarone Garibaldi. So doesn't that show you, just an opinion, that Priscilla was putting large amounts of money into Navarone's bank account? $40,000 was in her son Navarone's bank account. Now, where is Navarone going to get $40,000? I'll read that again because it's quite crucial. Is this how people hide money? Is this how, in an opinion, Priscilla hides money? The lawsuit also claims that Kruise and Associates took $40,000 out of an account for her son Navarone Garibaldi without authorization. Now, that is a story in itself. Why is Navarone even involved in the dealings with Brigitte Kruise? Why is $40,000 being placed into Navarone's bank account? It's saying that Brigitte Kruise has taken it. That makes me wonder. So it's almost like that Brigitte Kruise was given the right to act on behalf of Priscilla Presley, even to the point of having the power to go into bank accounts. What do we call that in America? What do we call that in England when you give, is it power of attorney? Is that what it is? It's like Brigitte Kruise was given power of attorney so she could move these bank accounts around. Hi, Diana. Yeah, Nadia, you've just hit the nail on the head. Brigitte Kruise must have power of attorney because they set up this Priscilla Presley Partners company. It's a big deal, guys. The lawsuit also claims Kruise and Associates took £40,000 out of her son Navarone Garibaldi's bank account without authorization and tried to make deals related to the late Lisa Marie Presley's estate fraudulently, Priscilla, for moving and storage expenses. Now, as far as I know, there was some kind of deal where they were going to move her into a new home. I can't remember where it is. I did read this. So they've obviously charged Priscilla Presley for moving and storage expenses. So it's a complex deal, guys. Priscilla, who is represented by Marty Singer. Now, I think Marty Singer is a very high-powered attorney. is suing Kruise for $1 million in damages and wants the contracts she signed with Kruise and other defendants voided. So this is what they're trying to get. This is what Priscilla's trying to do with her attorney. I'm guessing she's going to have some evidence, because you don't sue someone and then list all these different wrongdoings unless you've got some kind of evidence. And if it's bank account stuff, she's going to have evidence showing money transferring between bank accounts, because attorneys aren't stupid. So we don't know how much of this is true. I mean, I do get the impression that Priscilla just changed her mind and has backed out of the deal and regrets the whole thing. But we don't really know the truth, do we? Well, if you've got power of attorney, you can add your name to the bank account. And I think it does say at some point that Brigitte Kruise's name was added to bank accounts. So in February 2024, Kruise said in her lawsuit against the star that she prevented her financial ruin and public embarrassment. So this is what Brigitte Kruise is saying. She stepped in to help Priscilla, because Priscilla was close to insolvency and had a $700,000 tax bill. And they come up with a plan to make money from her image and her name. And I think there was even merchandising to do with the Priscilla film. I think Brigitte Kruise was involved in how they were going to make money off the name of the film. And there was a cosmetic company, I think, that they set up as well. And then it says, Kruise said in legal documents reviewed by TMZ. So I think TMZ is the one that Shauna, that's the one she was reading off in the early hours of the morning. And thanks, Shauna. I watched your video, Shauna. It was excellent. You guys are all on Shauna's channel. Go over there, watch her, because she did this about 7 hours ago. And it prompted me to go forward and do our one for our channel, defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. It's Diana. It's definitely complicated. I do think there's two sides to this, because I actually, in my opinion, I think they're both dodgy. In my opinion, I think Priscilla Presley's dodgy and Brigitte Kruise is dodgy. This is just my opinion. I think there's a lot of dodgy dealing happening here. But what do I know? It's just what I think. In the court papers, which were filed last September, Kruise said that she provided management to Priscilla for her business and personal affairs, and a critical time when the celebrity was running perilously low on funds. So it looks to me like Priscilla was in trouble financially, in my opinion. And Brigitte Kruise stepped in with some very intelligent, smart ideas to basically save Priscilla's ass. Is there a possibility that Priscilla was conned? Yeah, in my opinion, it is possible. Do I think Priscilla Presley has been gullible and talked into signing? It is possible, guys. It is. Do I think Priscilla Presley has just changed her mind and regrets the whole thing? Yes, in my opinion, that's very possible. So I don't know. I mean, I don't like to sound judgy. I don't want to sound judgmental. But they just don't look right together, do they? There's something about this picture. Something looks wrong. And like I keep saying, she's a very interesting character, Brigitte Kruise. So, and setting up a company, Priscilla Presley Partners, wherever it is. Even that all sounds a bit dodgy to me. I can't tell how Priscilla is. Yes, Diane, you're right. Where has all the money gone? She's had hundreds of millions of pounds over the last 40 odd years. What happened to it all? Where is she spending it? Who took it from her, maybe? Is it because of boyfriends, ex-boyfriends? Did she give loads to Navarone? We don't know. Why has she got herself in a position where after all these years, 40 odd years, that she's facing insolvency and has a $700,000 tax bill that she can't afford to pay? It doesn't make any sense. In a lawsuit obtained by the Daily Mail, the 79-year-old ex-wife of Elvis Presley claims Brigitte Kruise, Kevin Fialco, who Vahi Sicilian, and Lynn Walker Wright preyed on her. So there's 4 people here that did this deal. 4 people. They must have been swooping around her like crows. They must have seen the potential to make a lot of money from Priscilla. And it sounds to me like Priscilla's been quite gullible and walked into this because she fell for the promises. I actually do think that Brigitte Kruise was offering gold and Priscilla, her greed kicked in and fell for it. Just my opinion, guys. It does seem like Priscilla made a massive mistake signing all these contracts. But if she didn't sign them, I wonder how things would have stood with the insolvency and with the tax bill. So in 2021, Instagram post, which she advertised in September the 4th, 2021. So this picture is a 2021 picture in Beverly Hills, California. The lawsuit claims that Kruise convinced Priscilla her former financial advisors were either deceitful or incompetent before allegedly duping her into signing contracts and forming companies which allowed her and her associates to get 80% of her income, leaving Presley with 20% of her own company. Pictured, right? Just why would she do that? Why would anyone sign away 80% of their company? It's madness. I would actually call it stupid. Sounds to me like Brigitte Kruise and her 3 partners. So there's 4 people. Sounds iffy to me, guys. Priscilla had outstanding tax debts of $700,000 at the time. Now, I'll be honest with you, $700,000 tax bill for a celebrity that's earning millions is actually probably quite normal for a, for if you're making the big bucks. But don't forget, when they do their tax returns, they can lower that figure with expenses, etc. We've all got accountants. You never pay the full amount. You bring in your expenses. So I don't know. Kruise said Presley had been about 60 days away from financial collapse when she swooped in and got her affairs in order. Now, if that's true, and Brigitte Kruise saved her ass, then Priscilla should honour the contract she signed. You can't just change your mind and go, do you know what? I don't feel like paying it now. I don't feel like I don't feel like honouring the contracts. I've changed my mind. You can't do that in contracts. You do a contract, you have to fulfill it. We all know that, don't we? So if she literally just changed her mind because she regrets it, no, there's contracts signed. And I've heard that Priscilla Presley insisted that Brigitte Kruise was at the signing of the contracts. I've also heard that Brigitte Kruise even signed the signing of the contract. So this might explain why now Priscilla is suing Brigitte Kruise for $1 million in damages and saying that she felt conned into signing these contracts because she can't get out of it because Brigitte Kruise can clearly prove that she signed the contract. So Priscilla's way is to say, no, I was conned into it. So Kruise, who is suing for breach of contract, and said that Priscilla in August 2023 ceased all contract with her and has not compensated her for money she made on the projects that she had worked on. So we know about this. The lawsuit's ongoing. And as far as Kruise is concerned, Priscilla Presley has reneged on everything and changed her mind and is ignoring her and is ghosting her. Priscilla, who's been seen in films such as The Naked Gun, it doesn't really matter, does it? So Priscilla's lawyer, Singer, who I think is a high-powered attorney on behalf of Priscilla, said that the star ceased working with Kruise when she found out Kruise and her associates were attempting to misappropriate Mrs. Presley's assets and were engaging in other acts of wrongdoing. We know that about this. We've done a video about this already. Singer said Priscilla made significant claims against Priscilla Presley Partners and its principal, Brigitte Kruise, and Kevin Fialco, who I think is Brigitte Kruise's partner, for misappropriating hundreds of thousands of dollars long before this specious lawsuit was filed. He added, "We fully anticipate that my client will be vindicated." So this is obviously Priscilla's lawyer, singer, "and obtain a judgment against them. We fully appreciate that my client will be vindicated and obtain a judgment against them." That's that. So it just goes on to say that Brigitte Kruise was advertising events at the Vineyard Wine Bar and Healthy Bistro in Orlando in October the 21st. Bio on her social media, Kruise was described as the founder and lead auctioneer of world-renowned auction house, a powerful force in the auction industry, and an amazing advocate for less fortune. I do think Brigitte Kruise in the auction world is massive. She is like the Donald Trump of auctions. She's done amazing work, guys. She has. Very impressive. You can Google it, YouTube it. It all comes up. You can, if you go onto her auction site, she's auctioned tens of thousands of items, very, very valuable items, even properties, very large, vast properties as well. So the description continues: from her record-breaking auctions in entertainment, memorabilia, horticulture, fashion, jewelry, royal artifacts, she still has never stopped giving back to her community. So, she's a force. Brigitte Kruise is a force. Now, I wanted to just read the headlines a little bit, then I'm going to go off. Just to quickly, just again, from a different point of view, say what the news release that happened last night in the middle of the night, what it's saying. Because that's the point of this video we're doing now, is just to update things. And it basically says that Priscilla Presley sues former business associate for $1 million after elder abuse claims. So Priscilla is claiming that this is elder abuse. Quite an unusual way to sue, to use the words elder, E-L-D-E-R. So basically, because she's old, she feels taken advantage of because she's old. Am I right? Does that sound right to you guys? Priscilla Presley has sued multi-business associates for 12 different companies. No, I'll start again. Priscilla Presley has sued multiple business associates for 12 different complaints, including financial elder abuse. Financial elder abuse. I find that quite unusual. Celebrity attorney Marty Singer. So Marty Singer is her celebrity attorney. But he's obviously a high-powered attorney. Filed the suit against 4 business associates of Priscilla Presley. No, of Brigitte Kruise. So there's 4 of them. Because don't forget, the lawsuit with Brigitte Kruise is 2 of them. Brigitte Kruise and Kevin Fialco. Well, now Priscilla is suing 4 people in this recent change using her lawyer, Marty Singer. And she filed the suit against 4 business associates on Thursday, the 18th of July, claiming they planned to drain her of every last penny she had. Court documents obtained by us allege that Brigitte Kruise and Kevin Fialco and Vahi Sicilian and Lynn Walker Wright meticulously planned a scheme against an older woman by gaining her trust, isolating her from the most important people in her life, and duping her into believing that they would take care of her both personally and financially. I think that's clear. Singer further alleged that where she would work and they would receive the revenue. That's the bit that worries me. That 80 Brigitte Kruise and her 3 partners Why would Priscilla sign that? Why would she do that? Even if she was desperate. Well, Nadia, they haven't said she didn't pay the taxes. Companies, I said that wrong. It's 12 complaints. So I don't think Navarrone's with the Swiss guy anymore. I think they've split up, haven't they, Nadia? I do find it very strange that she's put $40,000 in Navarrone's account. I definitely do, in my opinion. The document referred to Kruise specifically as a con artist and pathological liar who, along with Fialco, misappropriated and embezzled and converted more than $1 million from Presley's further allegations, stating that they fraudulently had Presley sign contracts to receive 80% of her income. Now, I find that hard to believe because you can't force Priscilla to sign contracts. I'll say that again. The documents referred to Kruise specifically as a con artist and pathological liar who, along with Fialco, misappropriated, embezzled, and converted more than $1 million from Presley's further allegations, stated that they fraudulently had Presley sign contracts to receive 80% of the income. Now, the 80% income bit doesn't sound right to me, but no, Priscilla, obviously, they did a deal. They had many, many meetings. And Priscilla thought she was going to make a lot of money. So did Brigitte Kruise and her partners. And just from that small bit there, I do think Priscilla regrets the whole thing and wishes she never signed it and is trying to get out of it. I do think it's very possible. So the documents explain that Presley and Kruise met in 2021. Kruise ran the selling business, Elvis Presley memorabilia. So very clear. Brigitte Kruise was using her auction to sell Elvis Presley memorabilia. There's even a picture, I think, here of them. But we're not happy that Elvis's memorabilia is getting sold off by Brigitte Kruise. We don't like it. We think it should stay with Graceland. It should at least stay with EPE, Elvis Presley Enterprises. So we have strong views about that, don't we, fans? Don't we, Elvis fans? Yeah. Presley, of course, is the co-founder and former chairperson of Elvis Presley Enterprises and has helped run the multi-million-dollar business empire related to this estate to the late ex-husband Elvis. Yeah. Well, we could talk all day about that because there's been many, many complications with lawsuits with Barry Siegel and Priscilla Presley and Elvis Presley Enterprises. Many things have happened that we think are unfair, that maybe Lisa Marie, in our opinion, didn't even know about. And it's possible that the whole Elvis Presley Enterprises deal that Barry Siegel did with Priscilla, many things happened secretly behind Lisa Marie's back and she didn't even know about it. This is just our opinions. So over a 2-year period, the 4 defendants allegedly established a personal relationship with Presley that enabled them to complete trust and isolate her from long-time business and financial advisors. The documents also read that Singer claimed that they also fraudulently gave power of attorney. I said this earlier, Nadia. They must have power of attorney, which means they can act on her behalf, even if she's not present. So they also fraudulently gained power of attorney. Now, why did Priscilla give the power of attorney? Priscilla, no offense, mate, but you're a businesswoman. You've been in business for over 40 years. What are you doing giving people power of attorney of anything that you own? Crazy. And 80% they get, 20% you get. What is that? Come on, Priscilla, you're not stupid. So I completely can see why she's trying to get out of it, because it's madness. Power of attorney. Come on, guys. That means they can do stuff with her properties, her assets, her bank accounts. It's just crazy. So power of attorney, control over her family, personal trust, and control over her bank accounts in the suit. I don't believe it. Presley's lawsuit on Thursday comes months after Kruise and Fialco sued her for breach of contract in February, and Singer denied any claims on Presley's behalf at the time. Singer's So the attorney Singer filing claims that Kruise and Fialco attempted to falsely portray themselves as the victims of the initial suit after their scheme had been uncovered. Presley is looking to stop the defendants from having access to her financial and be held accountable. She is looking for a jury trial and $1 million in damages plus attorney fees. This is a fight, guys. This is 2 fights, 2 lawsuits. So Singer, the attorney Singer, is going to make a lot of money. Because come on, we all know the attorneys get all the money. Priscilla's famously married Elvis in 1967. Okay, they always do this. Priscilla divorced Elvis in 1973. Come on, you were unfaithful to Mike Stone and then ran away in 1971. Well, I think we're going to wind this up. The kids are going to come down now. I think we've got a general feel for it. I'd love to see all your comments. If any of you are waking up later, please comment. Good morning to you, because I know a lot of you are asleep at the moment. Thanks, Diana and Nadia, for joining in. I'll quickly read your comments. Thank you, Shauna, for your information as well, because I watched this on Shauna's site as well. We love Shauna. Highly recommend Shauna's channel. So, morning, Deborah. I've got to shoot off now, but because the kids are going to come down. I'm going to do just so you all know, I'm going to do a phone live in about half an hour. I'm going to do a phone live. And we know you guys, you girls, you love your phone lives. Team and the phone lives coming soon. I can't imagine what Elvis would think of all this. He was so straight and uncomplicated as far as money went. What would he think of Priscilla now? I think he would think that she's dug a deep hole, Diana. A very deep hole. Deborah, I think I did. I do try and let you know that we're going on. I'm just double checking that I did. Let's have a look. Oh, actually, no, you're not on. Deborah, get on my Facebook so I can message you when we're going to go on. Oh, you are? No, you are. Sorry, Deborah. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, I did message you. I probably woke you up. It's probably very early hours of the morning. You probably should be asleep, Deborah, shouldn't you? So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I've woke up a bit now. I think I've given you all the basics on this new $1 million lawsuit from Priscilla. I think we discussed the original lawsuit with Brigitte Kruise that happened a while back. So I think we get an overall picture of what's happening. I will keep you all updated. We have done live streams on the Brigitte Kruise, Priscilla Presley lawsuit a few times. So I will see you all soon for the phone live. And today, because it's sunny, I want to do about 3 phone lives. And then tonight, we'll all come together tonight. So English in British UK time, around 7:30 p.m. UK time, we'll do a nice PC live. Because I do think that the lives are nicer when it's one-to-one and we can just chat through things. So you take care, guys. Nadia, thanks for joining me so early in the morning. And you, Diana, thank you so much. Now, as usual, if anyone's watching this later, please subscribe. Please hit the like. Obviously, I want you guys to subscribe because it helps the channel. And you know that I want you to be members. So if any of you want to become members, it's £1 a month. And I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because I just like having members. And if any of you want to buy me a coffee or anything like that, yeah, man, do it.